Welcome back. Former U.S. President Donald Trump says that he will appeal a jury verdict which has ordered him to pay $5 million to E Jean Carroll in a civil matter. The damages relate to Trump sexually abusing the magazine writer in the 1990s and then defaming her by branding her a liar. International relations analyst Brooks Spector joins us for more to talk about this, especially Brooks. Good evening. In light of Trump's bid for the presidency again in 2024, will this have any implications for that campaign, you think?
Yeah, good evening. It's going to have implications, but what they will be remains a little bit murky. Part of the problem or challenge is that to be a candidate for president, or even in fact to become president, there's no stipulations in the Constitution or in law about having been found liable in a court for one thing or another, or even found guilty of a criminal offense, or even, believe it or not, serving in prison for something that one has done. The criteria for becoming president are you have to be 35 years or older, lived continuously in the U.S. for 14 years, and be a native-born citizen. That's pretty much it. The rest of it is up to the population to decide whether John or Bill or Sally or Mary is suitable for the presidency. The challenge for some is going to be that almost regardless of what legal circumstances Donald Trump finds himself in, and remember, this is just the first of a number of cases that are coming his way. There is the voting issue in Georgia, where he implored state officials to go out and find 11,790 additional votes so he could win Georgia and then change the balance in the electoral count. There are the two cases that will probably come forward out of the special prosecutor in the Department of Justice investigation in the insurrection at the Capitol building, and the other case of the classified up through top secret documents found in his basement. And then there are yet other cases. There is the one currently in New York City, already started, about using money to pay a fee to keep that the woman Stormy Daniels would keep quiet, and that was ultimately tried to be shown as campaign expenses. So he's got lots of legal troubles coming his way. In this particular case, you know, he didn't even show up in the court. His lawyer said, look, he doesn't have to, and that is true. But the evidence that Jean Carroll brought forward and her lawyer brought forward was certainly convincing enough for the jury.
So why, despite the multiple legal troubles and adverse findings in some of the issues so far against the former president, is his Republican base still so tied to him as the only man who can lead America to better times? And why do they still believe that it's all a witch hunt when it's coming from different people?
Well, I would point you in the direction of domestic politics in South Africa. There are people, many of them, who still believe that former President Jacob Zuma is the man to lead the country in spite of all the legal circumstances he has found himself in. The Trump phenomenon is one of those things where people have bought into his narrative that he can lead the country. He's tough enough, he's strong enough, he sees through all the nonsense, he understands how things are really put together. And a good 30% of the people who say they are Republicans, which is about 1/3 of the electorate, about 30% of that say that Donald Trump still is the man to lead them. That's obviously not enough to win the general election, but it may well be sufficient to win enough primaries to become the nominee. And it's something of a triumph of belief over reality, I guess.
And briefly then, Brooks, do you expect the Democrats to seize on this going into the election season, to seize on this as an issue in campaigning against Trump? And would it even be appropriate to do that, given the nature of what has been found? This is sexual assault, basically.
Well, I mean, it would be appropriate if they thought it would be useful. I suspect it's going to be part of a sort of a subliminal or sub rosa conversation in the first case among the Republican candidates in the primary elections. And only, of course, if he actually becomes the nominee does it become part of the more general discussion. One of the things I think we should watch, and I'll sort of close off with this, that tomorrow evening on CNN, there will be a town hall meeting with Donald Trump and a select group of people, which presumably will mean there are all kinds of questions that will come from all different directions. And how he handles that, how he handles his current legal circumstances, may be a signpost to the way in which this plays out going forward.
Brooke Spector, good to have your thoughts. Thank you so much.